Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. I'm very happy to see you here. Um, Hopefully, I'm transmitting okay. I think my sound is working. Um, Let me go and see if it's still working here. Yes. Testing. Okay. We should be working here. Anyway, this is the Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And I want to give a warm welcome. I've been on here now for uh, 23 months. That's almost 2 years. You hear me, Bartley? Good. I want to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear. Um, I welcome you, Bartley, from Montana. It's so good to see you. Hope you're getting some rest. I know that you're really stressed out, and I hate to hear you stressed out like that. I talked to Christina Renoza, and she says you need some rest. And I agree, you do need some rest. You're like me, too. Um, it's like that. Um, Oops, where's my phone? I thought I had my phone here. What about where's my phone? Oh, I had my phone on the ground there. Sorry about that. Uh, okay. Um, Bartley is a remarkable lady who's been on the show since, oh boy, I think for at least a year. And her case is pretty bad because her partner now has changed on her. Her partner has changed on her, which is sad that her partner would do that. Anyway, um, she is a really strong, resilient woman who's been through a lot, especially when your partner changes. That's a terrible thing. He has control over Social Security and he's getting money to take care of their son from social services of foster care. And he's trying to establish a false hope, but he's not the kind of individual you want to take care of a boy. He's not even the real father. Um, Wait a minute, where did my picture go? What happened to my? Hmm. I want to know why the lighting. I don't understand why my computer corrects things, but it does. Um, it corrects the imaging. It's all automotive. But anyway, what is CPS? I call it the Child Protection System. It's a government entity that was created in '62 by a mandate from Congress that told social services that they must protect our children from neglect and abuse. Also, they're supposed to do family reunification. They found out that the best people to raise children are the parents. So if the behaviors can be corrected, they should work with the parents, not necessarily foster care adoption. But lately, there's been a push for foster care. In 1997, which is not lately, but Bill Clinton signed into law that there's an incentive of $35,000 given to every entity out there for getting a child into foster care. So they're giving money. They say foster care reunification takes too long. It may take up a year because one of the things you may have to take is called domestic violence. And that program is about 52 weeks. It's a year long program. So um, I know what it is. Oh, no. Your son was put in a public school. Oh, no. Oh, no. Partly he is trying to railroad. Where's his rights? I mean, come on. CPS is manipulating. This is bad. This is bad. Oh, oh boy. Bartley, I did not know that. That's tough. That's tough, Bartley. Okay. Have you contacted um, the CPS and why he's not in homeschool? Because your education rights have not been taken away from you. Still have your medical and education rights to your child. You've not had it terminated. Um, I know. I know how hard this is, Bartley. I know. Oh boy. Who's they? Are you talking about the child protection system is making uh, him do it? Is Kelly your lawyer? I'm confused. Is Kelly your court appointed attorney or what? I'm confused. This is terrible, Bartley. It's really terrible. Oh boy. Have you tried to go to the director of the child protection system? Have you tried to go to the director, Bartley? And what have they done for you? Nothing? The education, regarding the education, you do have rights. You have your medical and education. Well, the director is the person in charge of the whole agency. I had to go to the director when I dealt with it in Orange County. I had to go to the director. Um, Before I forget, I need to put in how we interact in this room, and we have one way you text a message, uh, and make it a question or a comment about CPS. We also talk about Adult Protection System, APS, and that's for adults 18 and over. And, mostly it's dealing with seniors, people that are older in age, but some of the children are special needs children and they're 19 or 20 and they'll need protection too. So there's the CPS and APS that you got to be aware of. And I've had several people on my show. I've had a gentleman from North Carolina that was taking care of his mother. And I had another lady from Illinois who's taking care of her mother. Her mother died in the hands of APS, which is really tragic. It really is. So, anyway, please state your name, your city, your county, your state. And if you're outside the United States, your country. I have right now 23 countries, including the US. 22 are outside the US. They're Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Saudi Arabia, Libya, and then Liberia, Sudan, and then Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and the province of South Africa. Then it's up to Europe, to United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, it's Canada and its provinces, and then the United States and all 50 states have called in or text in. And then we have the Washington, D.C. is also, I had a case on my show here. Then we go south of border to Mexico, and then further south to South America, north of Brazil, on the East Coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia and its states. So I have quite a group of people, about 2,600 people. They all have something in common, including myself. We ran into what's called a rogue CPS, meaning a very bad CPS entity. I'd say over half of the CPS systems are corrupt in the United States. Every county, like North Carolina has 100 counties, California has 58 counties. Even though California has a bigger population, I guess people are more condensed in areas where North Carolina has bigger areas and so forth. But there are thousands and thousands of counties, and all these all have a CPS system. They have different names: Child Protection Service, Department of Children's Services, Department of Children Welfare, Department of Children and Families, the Cabinet, etc. It's too hard to list them all. There's probably over 1,000 different names, and even worldwide. So when I say CPS, I mean the Child Protection System. And when I say APS, I mean the Adult Protective System. Whatever the name is called, I mean the same thing, whether it's CPS or APS. And lately, I've been talking about APS because we've had some people in this room that are having trouble with their mothers. And I had one person as my co-host had a child who's 19, still trapped by CPS, and APS should have taken care of him, but they didn't. Anyway, he's lost his system because CPS was making money. That's the whole bottom line. They love to make money. Also, in your case, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at. Now, another way to be interactive with this live stream is to be a guest on my live stream. All you do is email me with the time and day you want to be in one of my 14 shows. You know, I'm on at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday. On the weekend, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Then every night of the whole week, all 7 days, I'm on at 7 p.m. Those times are in standard Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the west coast of California, south of LA, in a place called Surf City, 3 blocks from the ocean. So I really want to help you because I too had a horrible case um, and so forth. Now, when you send me that you want to be a guest, I will contact Grace, who's my show producer, who'll send you a link to get on the show and go over the rules. Rules are simple: no profanity, no eating or smoking on the show, and no names of children or um, judges or social workers. I don't know how come I was removed from the stage, but somehow I did. I'm back here. Um, Barley says, because they have the supervisor involved, like they did with my daughter's case, I think possibly the director as well. I'm not quite sure. Well, it still doesn't hurt. Also leaves a paper trail that you want to be treated fairly. You know, I know you have to use a court appointed attorney, but you want to be treated fairly. And okay. Okay. We have a person I haven't heard before called Pocahontas. Well, Pocahontas is the name of a Indian woman that helped out with Lewis and Clark in their expedition of the Northwest. Now, you're a mom from Texas. I have an update. I have two children, one is son in juvenile detention. So you have a son in juvenile detention. Imagine the other's a daughter that was examined at school. Well, what happened here? What do you mean examined at school? Crystal, okay. Glad to meet you, Crystal. And you're from Texas, okay. How can I help you? You've spoken to me before. Well, maybe a different name, but anyway, I remember Crystal, so glad to see you back, Crystal. By the way, for people listening, this is Pocahontas, whose name is Crystal from Texas. Now, I'm going to step away from the computer for 1 minute. I need to plug in my power supply. Hold on 1 second here. My mic's going to go off, so I'm stepping off the stage for 1 minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the brief interruption, but I forgot to get my power supply here. There we go. Now we got power. It's getting awful dark, and that's why I was wondering that's what was happening. Um, okay, you have an updated on your termination rights. I fled from the country I seek in asylum in England tomorrow. So you're fleeing from the United States and seeking asylum in England. I'm working with the first and only non-government organization to get claims in to go before the UN investigation stage. This is the international court. Hopefully, it's successful. I know nothing about this. This is the first organization given the okay from the UN to get these cases submitted using Article 1 and 16 of UCAT, which is torture. I have no idea what those is there. Let me see if I can find that out. So we have Crystal here, who's Pocahontas. That's her YouTube handle. And Articles 1 and 16 UNICAT. Articles 1 and 16 Uni. Unicat, I think you say Uncat. Okay, Uncat. CAT. Okay, Article 1601. Each state party shall undertake to prevent mandatory acts of cruelty, inhuman, or degrading treatment. All right. Hmm. Uh, Unicat is called severe pain or suffering, physical or mental, intentional infliction. Okay, pain or suffering. This is put in the Convention Against Torture Initiative. Okay, I guess there's the International Convention. And I don't know what that has to do with CPS. I didn't realize that CPS was torturing people. I know that they worked hard against people, but Pocahontas, I don't know. You're saying that the United Nations are spinning articles. Okay, investigations on the website. All right, I'm going to scroll to this is something new here. Investigations. I'll have to read this later. It's a lot of material to digest. Um, you can call in. Let me go ahead and put my phone number on. I didn't even know I did not have it on. Sorry about that, people. There's my phone number 626 698 0990. You're welcome to call in. You only have WhatsApp application though. Well, you can call in on WhatsApp. You just push that number in 626 698 0990. It'll talk to you on my phone. WhatsApp is the application you're using, but you can call regular numbers with that. That's okay. You can call 626 698 0990 on WhatsApp app. If you're outside the United States, remember you have to put code 01 and then 626 698 0990. But if you're in the United States and you're using WhatsApp app, it should work. Wait, you're using a UK phone? If you have a United Kingdom phone, you have to type in 01 626 698 0990 and it should work. It should work. Because I've had Leica from South Africa for the Northwest province call in, and she can get in to talk to me on the phone. So my phone will take it. It is working there. Well, I have a WhatsApp app, but I don't know why you have to go WhatsApp to WhatsApp. That's a new one because I've called England. I have a friend over in England. I use WhatsApp app since it's a free call, and just like Skype, who now has been replaced by Microsoft. What's it called? Meeting. I think it's now used. It says Skype use Meeting, but it should work. Um, all right, I'm trying to help you. So we have um, Crystal, who's left the country, the U.S., because the CPS is over in England, and she is trying to get some help. She has supposedly international thing going. I agree. The courts do know that they're doing it illegal. So anyway, I never set up a special international. I just called. I loaded WhatsApp app, and I was able to call a landline cell phone in England. And I know that people have called me from their cell phones on WhatsApp, but also people have used WhatsApp and call me on my regular phone number. So I'm really confused um, why it's not working. That's terrible that parents are fleeing because England's not any better on CPS matters. I've listened to some horror stories there. England is just as bad. In fact, Canada got after a mother and stole her two children while she was on vacation in Canada and gave them to a family in Florida. And they went over their bounds, the Canadian CPS. So I don't know what to say in the world because I've heard negatives from South Africa and from England and Scotland and Wales and Denmark and Sweden. I've also heard from several of the provinces in Canada that have really gone bad. So I'm very blessed. The way I got my children back, I'm going to tell you all in here, is to have a real attorney that knows what they're doing. And I have such an attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. And that number, 888 is the law offices. And there you can call in and retain them. Well, I'm glad that, but what does NGO stand for? Non government organizations? Is that what the NGO stands for? Non government entities. And then I have this other site called CTI. Um, it's called the Convention Against Torture Initiative. It talks about the definition of torture, prevention of torture, non. This is quite interesting. I'm glad you shared this with me, Crystal. I'm glad you did. That's Pocahontas. Wow. That torture exists in America from the separation of families. You're the first to bring this to my show. So it's called the torture. I did not know that CPS was in the forms of torturing. Wow. And the United Nations is getting involved. But the sad thing about the United Nations is it's not a very strong body. It's been in existence since the end of World War II, but it's not stopped wars. It's not stopped wars. It's not stopped the terrorism or it's a country with great ideas, not country, but it's an organization with great ideas that everybody belongs to, but no one follows the ideas or when they have discussions. It's like Russia ignores it, China ignores it, and they do whatever they please. China is trying to get all the countries surrounded to be communist China. Russia wants the old Soviet Union, communist Soviet Union. And it's all involved one man, a crazy man, just like the crazy man in North Korea. Now I have about 20 minutes, even though it's close to 11 o'clock, since I had a late start, I'm going to run it over a little bit. But I have 20 minutes till you can get on the show here. Oh, international court does. Okay. What is the power of international court? What is the power of international court? And who runs international court? Okay, the international court's in the UK. Okay, and they step in. It goes to the UN for investigation. If founded, then the international court steps in, which is in the United Kingdom. So that's why you're going to the United Kingdom. Okay. Wow, this is pretty intense here, Crystal. You have a number for me too. Okay. All right. Right now in the room, we've had Bartley from Montana, who's very exhausted, and she found some very bad news that she has her son set up for homeschooling and his desk, everything all set to go. And her partner, who has custody of her son, not his son, it's her biological son, was forced to turn him into public schools because CPS is not following the rules. That's the problem when you have corrupt CPS. Okay, Pocahontas says they'll hold the state actors and the U.S. accountable. Okay. My advocate can explain the most. Okay. You have an advocate. All right. Okay. Now you mentioned something about I'm trying to catch up here. I don't have the number yet. All right. I didn't see the number. You said that's his WhatsApp app. I don't see it in here. His name is Cyrus. He's out of California. I gave I give King asylum in UK because my fiance lives there. I met him from YouTube. He's a YouTuber. Okay. Met Seeking. Please call him so he explain better for you. It's really important. That's just I don't have the WhatsApp app. I don't have it. You I don't know if they don't allow you to put numbers in chat here. I don't know, but I don't see it. I don't see it there at all. For some of you listening out there, is that um, we're talking to Crystal from the United Kingdom. She was in the US, but she took her children to reach asylum because of how bad CPS is doing torturing. She's part of this group with the UN that is called the International Court, which will find people that have had torture or terrible things done to them, and CPS we investigated by them. I didn't know that they have the power. I think they're powerless what is going there. Oh, he is on here? Well, I don't know his name, so I don't know. So far, all I have is Crystal and Bartley from Montana and you from the UK. Hello, Melissa Phillips. Glad to see you. Thanks for the thumbs up. I have one emoji in here with a thumbs up. And I've been talking with Pocahontas, who's Crystal from Texas. And Bartley is going through a terrible matter dealing with what's happening with her son. She has educational rights, but they're overstepping her and putting him into public school. Okay. Today is, I think today is Wednesday, the 10th. 8th night. Yeah, it's Wednesday the 10th. I don't have the WhatsApp app number. I don't think they allow you to post it in here into the chat. Mm. Uh, yeah, I'd say 50% of CPS is bad, including the courts. Bad judges, bad social workers, bad attorneys for the social workers. The plaintiff's attorneys are bad. And then you're stuck using the court appointed attorneys, which are really bad. The public defenders and court appointed attorneys are not trained in juvenile law or um, family law or dependency law. Those are the three areas of law that you must have. It's very important that you do have those. Hmm. Mhm. Okay, we haven't heard from Focus Hannes in a little bit. Hopefully, we'll hear from her soon. Um, Crystal from Texas, who has fled the U.S. to go to UK with her children because of the torture. She says some people actually are torturing her or her children. I don't know what the details are, but she's mentioned the word torture. And she has the international group, part of the UN, that's investigating this torture event. And I don't know if you have to have international phone calls set up to call, but that's with you and your carrier. I know that WhatsApp app will be free if you use WhatsApp app and call international. It's free, just like Skype is, and Meeting, which is now taken over Skype, a thing called Meeting. Um, that's taken over there. Now we have another emoji here from Randolph Acton. Thank you, Randolph, for giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate all your support, you guys. We tendency to go hot and cold at times talking about issues, but I'm here to help you. I've developed 5 rules that will help you with your fights against CPS. 1, get an attorney and get the right kind of attorney to represent you. 2, keep track of your documents. Create a notebook. Create 2 documents, one called a journal and the other one is called a timeline incident log. 3, do not talk to social workers. Do not let them in your house. Do not talk to policemen. Do not talk to them. Do not give up your kids or surrender your kids. Be careful when you go into urgent care emergency room with a sick child because CPS hides out there. Also, if you're having a baby at the hospital, make sure you have the room fully authorized with the people you want in there. CPS not allowed to take your baby at birth. So I'm telling you, you have to be careful. Rule 4 is how they use the internet. and you can use something called Chat GPT, which works really good to research things. But it's how you format your question about CPS, and uh, and the best browser used is Chrome, Google browser. And then we have Rule 5 is your documents. You want to make copies of all your documents, important documents, so that you can have them ready as CPS, like a birth certificate or a marriage license. Something that proves you're the father or the mother of the child, something that proves you're married. So those are really important there. Those are really, really important. Similar to the Red Cross. Okay. All right, the limit right now. Hey, we got a call come in. Good morning. This is Bob Pace. You've reached my live stream. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hello, Bob. My name is Cyrus. I was just asked by Crystal in the UK to call you.
Yes, I've heard that. I'm glad you did call me, Cyrus. What can I do for you?
Um, well, Bob, I apologize. I haven't been informed what the live feed is or anything. Just asked to give you a call. I apologize. I'm not sure what really how we got connected.
Well, Crystal says that I think you work for the United Nations and you're in the investigation section of the United Nations.
No, I don't work for the UN. No.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Crystal
the
somehow has fled the United States. She was from Texas and she's gone to the United Kingdom, I guess, with her kids because she's being tortured by CPS in the United States.
she fled the United States in fear for her liberty and her rights, and she ended up in the UK. Her initial destination wasn't there, but she's ended up there. But she's without her children. She went
Okay.
alone,
Okay.
and she intends to bring legal proceedings to restore her rights and her children, as I understand.
Okay.
And um, she also filed a complaint with the IAJ, the
Okay.
Institute the Advancement of Justice and Human Rights,
Okay.
which is an NGO, a non-government organization, an independent, impartial entity, which is organized according to the Paris Principles, it's an international principles, and does investigations under the UN Istanbul Protocol into torture and inhuman, cruel, and degrading treatment and punishment of individuals in the United States and its territory.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Well, the reason why I
my
think she got you involved, Cyrus, is so you can explain to her because she was trying to by texting. She has WhatsApp app, but apparently she can't call my line. I don't know why, but WhatsApp does people call in. I don't know if you're using WhatsApp, but it does work. I do want to say hello to Aaron from Tennessee who just came in a room at 11:14. Aaron, we're running late and I'm going to have to end my show soon. I wanted to take Cyrus's call, which is important to Crystal, because Crystal is running fear of torture in the United States with CPS, which is sad, and she has left her kids in Texas, and so she's asking for help. And I guess Cyrus is trying to help her. I don't know how. How did you and Crystal meet, Cyrus?
Well, Crystal has filed a complaint with
Okay.
and IAJ.institute performs the investigation of substantive allegations of torture supported with evidence.
Okay.
And it's not torture, it's also any cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment by public officials or under any color of authority. We do that as part of an international protocol and a requirement of international law, which is binding upon the United States government. And under that investigation, we determine if that prohibited treatment or that prohibited punishment occurred, and then we publish model findings to educate the people who are committing those acts, and also we report the infractions, the prohibited acts, to the appropriate bodies in the United Nations.
All right. Okay. That is really good. Cyrus, can you and Crystal call back again tonight at 7 p.m. my time or tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. my time? That's Pacific Standard Time, and talk further?
I don't know. I'll inquire. Forgive me, I'm completely blindsided. Is this some kind of show?
Yes, what you've come on, Cyrus, is that I've been doing this show now for 23 months, almost 2 years. I started in October 2023, and I deal with people from around the world. I have 23 countries, including the US, and all 50 states have called in. And I do this 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams that I do. And we talk about CPS matters. We also talk about adult protection system too that protects older adults and children that are over the age of 18, special needs children. So I talk about CPS and APS, and I try to help parents with legal matters and steps. And I've developed 5 rules, and so we have open discussions here. So it's an open forum, and I do have people from all around the world that called in. I have Leica from South Africa, the Northwest Province, call me. So I do have people from other countries.
Thank you for explaining. Is there a website I can go to become
Yes,
informed?
yes.
I think this will be rude,
You
but I
could go
have
to
to know
Facebook. You can go to Facebook, and on Facebook you can look up the 2 live streams that I have. One is called Fight CPS with Bob Pace, and the other live stream is Fight CPS Stop Taking Our Children. Now, these 2 live streams, one's a nighttime, one's a daytime, but on Facebook, you'll find me. Also, you'll find all my shows on YouTube. If you type in
thank you very
if you type in
much.
Bob Pace Fight CPS, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of shows. I have over 2,000 shows, so they're all recorded. So that's a lot of watching.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for explaining. I will
Yeah,
inquire with
Crystal.
Crystal, and
Right,
I'm sure she's in
right.
touch with you and
Yes.
let you know. Thank you very
She's going to call back again. You take care, Cyrus. Thank you for calling in, and God bless you. All right.
much.
That was, we had Cyrus. What part of the world are you from, Cyrus? Do you know?
I am in California in Silicon Valley,
Okay. All
and
right. Okay. We have Cyrus from Silicon Valley, who is a friend of Crystal, who has a YouTube handle called Pocahontas. And she's in the UK. She's fled the United States, fled Texas for her safety because of torture going on. So, um, anyway, thank you, Cyrus. I'm hanging you off now. Okay. So that was Cyrus. Um, Pocahontas, I have scrolled up. I've read through your emails twice. So anyway, I have seen your stuff. The only thing I did not see was the WhatsApp app number. But all right, you're going to call him tomorrow, Pocahontas. Cyrus did call me. Hi, Aaron. How are you doing, Aaron? I haven't talked to you in a while. Thank you for dropping in. And Bartley, thank you. I'm sorry about the bad news you found out today about your child's education now being placed in a public school instead of homeschooling that you had set up there. I'm so sorry that has happened to you. Please call me back. I do have to go, you guys. I've really gone really too far today. I apologize. But what I want to say is that there'll be a video at the end of my live stream that you can watch. It's really inspirational. And also, I've taken my phone number down and put up the Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. It's where you can go at the federal level with your complaints. I've given 2 phone numbers, both to the White House, and I've given the email at doge@mail.house.gov. You can email. Anyway, I want to thank you all. Please do not stop fighting for your kids. Come here to get support. I will support you and words of advice and wisdom that I can do there. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for the emojis. And this is now Bob Pace signing off. God bless you and have a beautiful day.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith in